Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwantner and welcome to Selling Powers Daily Report. Today we continue our conversation with Brian Dietmeier, the author of Strategic Negotiation. Welcome, Brian.
Hi, Gerhard.
Brian, how do you achieve an agreement with a disagreeable person?
Someone takes a deal when it's marginally better than what they get if they don't reach agreement with you. So your first order of business is to say, Gerhard, if you don't reach agreement with me, I have to know better than you do what your alternative to me looks like. And I have to probably make you more agreeable by putting a deal on the table that's not cheaper per se, but better in total given your needs. That's the first part. The second part of negotiating is saying, okay, now that we have agreement on what your alternative to me is, now that I can show you how my solution is marginally better than yours, and now we need to talk about the total economics. What will we trade to get this deal done? And it's not just price, it's length of contract, it's terms, it's raw materials clauses. And what we find is in working with these two data points, that bringing facts back to the table and not getting sucked into the emotion makes all the difference in the world. Most of our best relationships are built using data and facts and saying, you know, we are proving we're working together. I can talk to you all day long about working with you, but I will now prove it by the data that I'm putting on the table.
What about the motivations of greed and fear? How do you deal with them?
Well, let me go to fear first, because what I've heard from a lot of our participants is that they're scared of negotiating. And what we find out is they're mostly scared because they're not exactly sure what data they should have, or they've been to negotiating workshops where they're told to collect so much data or memorize so many responses and techniques that they're not sure which arrow to pull out of their quiver. And what we find is when we say it's very simple, we call it blueprinting a business deal. You need to blueprint these couple data points. And when they find out that virtually any tactic that comes at them from any sort of buyer is governed by this blueprint or governed by these two data points, you can watch them relax to say virtually anything can come my way, and I know that I'm going to be able to respond with facts. Again, even if I'm only 50% accurate in my facts, it's better than having none. And we watch them come down. On the greed side, once we understand these data points, we bake into what we call multiple equal offers, 3 offers. If you and I were doing business, I would come back, I would know enough about your needs and come back and say, Gerhard, we have 3 choices, 3 different business arrangements we can have. And I would build these multiple equal offers given your needs and given my needs, and I would put, again, those facts back on the table. That is designed to increase the value for both of us. So if you're a greedy guy, that's okay, because I should be putting business deals on the table that create value for both of us.
What about when you find somebody who is a little bit an egomaniac and power-driven and tries to put you on the defensive?
Right.
How do you deal with that?
It's again, I hate to sound like a broken record here, but it's facts. It's facts. And I actually prefer if somebody's in that mode, because I know that I'm in a better position, and our negotiators that we train are in a better position, because we do spend so much time on facts. One of the things we do when someone's coming at us that way, it's usually because they've misdiagnosed their alternative to us. And what they're saying is, Brian, you're crazy. I'll never pay that much. Your competitor is the same thing cheaper. The bane of most salespeople is your competitor is the same thing cheaper. And one of the first things we do is diagnose same thing. To come back and say, Gerhard, that's not true. Let's look at your needs and let me look at my value proposition in total versus that of your alternative, my competitor. And we get them both on the table. And that usually calms the situation down quite a bit, because most often, again, you're across the desk from someone who's angry or getting crazy with you because they have a notion of what their alternative is, which is misdiagnosed. So the fix for that is no tricky words. It's coming back and diagnosing what's really, this is a business deal, and it's bringing the facts to the business deal back to the table in total.
You don't want to negotiate with one piece of the puzzle.
Correct.
You want to negotiate by assembling the entire picture together with the customer.
Absolutely. When we go back to this tactic, what we solve is the toughest tactic of your competition is the same thing cheaper. We want to diagnose same thing, and we want to get to cheaper. We want to look at all the facts around length of contract, price, terms, etc. And we want to look at our value proposition in total compared to our competitor's value proposition. That's what business-to-business negotiations are about.
Well, Brian, I want to thank you so much. I want to summarize this with, if you negotiate better, you make more money and less tears.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.